F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, published in 1925, emerges as a quintessential reflection of the Jazz Age, a period marked by economic prosperity, cultural transformation, and social upheaval following World War I. Fitzgerald, born in 1896 to a moderately affluent family in Minnesota, experienced the tensions of his era firsthand. His own life, marked by both privilege and personal struggle, most notably his tumultuous relationship with Zelda Sayre, shaped his literary voice. The backdrop of the 1920s, characterized by a burgeoning consumer culture and the disillusionment of the American dream, is intricately woven into the fabric of Gatsby's narrative, making it a significant artifact of its time. The novel not only critiques the moral decay hidden beneath the glittering surface of wealth, but also serves as a poignant exploration of identity, aspiration, and the elusive nature of happiness. Classified primarily as a modernist novel, The Great Gatsby employs a rich tapestry of symbolism, irony, and complex characterizations that transcend mere narrative. It stands as a landmark of American literature, encapsulating the zeitgeist of its era, while simultaneously delving into universal themes of love, ambition, and the quest for meaning. The genre of the novel aligns with the characteristics of social realism and romanticism, as it not only critiques societal norms, but also highlights the deeply personal struggles of its characters. Fitzgerald's acute observations and lyrical prose elevate the narrative, allowing it to resonate with readers across generations. The novel's significance is further underscored by its exploration of the American dream, a theme that continues to provoke discussion regarding its attainability and moral implications. The opening chapters of The Great Gatsby establish a narrative framework that is both inviting and introspective. The story is narrated by Nick Carraway, a Yale graduate and World War I veteran, whose perspective is steeped in both privilege and critical awareness. From the outset, Nick's father's advice about withholding judgment sets a contemplative tone, suggesting that understanding human motivations requires empathy and reflection. This initial premise invites readers to navigate the complexities of each character's aspirations and flaws. As Nick recounts his experiences in West Egg, the dichotomy between the opulence of the East Egg elite and the more modest West Egg residents becomes apparent, serving as a microcosm of the broader societal divisions that define the era. The setting itself, with its lavish parties and glittering facades, serves as a backdrop for deeper existential inquiries, prompting readers to question the true cost of wealth and success. Thematically, Fitzgerald's prose is imbued with the motifs of ambition and disillusionment. Gatsby, the enigmatic protagonist, embodies the relentless pursuit of the American dream, driven by his love for Daisy Buchanan and his desire to transcend his humble beginnings. However, the novel unveils the tragic irony that accompanies such aspirations, as Gatsby's singular focus on wealth and status ultimately leads to his downfall. The green light at the end of Daisy's dock symbolizes both hope and unattainable dreams, encapsulating the essence of longing and the futility of chasing an ideal. Fitzgerald's exploration of these themes resonates profoundly with modern readers who grapple with similar questions regarding identity, materialism, and the pursuit of happiness in an increasingly complex world. The relevance of The Great Gatsby to contemporary audiences lies in its unflinching examination of the human condition and the societal constructs that shape our lives. The novel's portrayal of excess, moral ambiguity, and the quest for authenticity continues to echo in today's culture, where the allure of wealth and status often obscures deeper values. As modern readers navigate an age marked by economic disparity and shifting social norms, Gatsby's tragic story serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of ambition unchecked by ethical considerations. The novel's enduring legacy invites reflection on the nature of dreams, the cost of success, and the intricate interplay between personal desires and societal expectations. In summation, Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby transcends its historical context to offer a profound exploration of the American dream and the complexities of human aspiration. Its rich symbolism, intricate character development, and timeless themes render it a vital text for understanding both the era in which it was written and the ongoing human experience. As readers engage with Gatsby's tragic pursuit of love and acceptance, they are compelled to confront their own dreams and the societal dynamics that shape them, ensuring the novel's relevance continues to endure in the modern literary canon. In the early plot development of The Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald meticulously sets the stage for the complex social dynamics and inherent conflicts that will unfold throughout the narrative. The introduction of the narrator, Nick Carraway, is pivotal, as he serves not only as a participant in the events, but also as a lens through which readers observe the extravagant yet hollow lives of the characters around him. Nick's residence in West Egg, described as the less fashionable of the two, Fitzgerald, immediately establishes the socio-economic divide between East Egg and West Egg, symbolizing the broader class distinctions that underpin the American dream. Nick's modest home, in stark contrast to the opulent mansion of J. Gatsby, reflects his outsider status within this world of wealth and privilege. Gatsby's house, characterized as a colossal affair that embodies the excesses of the Roaring Twenties, becomes a tangible representation of both aspiration and disillusionment. The description of the mansion, with its marble swimming pool and 40 acres of lawn and garden, evokes a sense of wonder that is soon tempered by the realization of Gatsby's isolation, despite his wealth. The physical dissimilarity of the two eggs, with West Egg being the less fashionable and East Egg glittering with white palaces, encapsulates the tensions that arise from social stratification, a theme that resonates throughout the novel. As Nick ventures into East Egg to visit Tom and Daisy Buchanan, the reader is introduced to two pivotal characters whose lives are steeped in privilege but marked by moral decay. Tom Buchanan, described as a sturdy, straw-haired man of 30 with a rather hard mouth, embodies the brutish masculinity and entitlement of the old money elite. His physical presence, marked by enormous power and a cruel body, signals the dominance he exerts over others, including his wife, Daisy, and Nick himself. Tom's character is not only a representation of wealth, but also of the moral vacuity that accompanies it. His paternal contempt for others underscores a profound disconnect from the values of empathy and respect. Daisy, on the other hand, is portrayed as a complex figure, caught between her desires and the constraints imposed by her social environment. Her introduction is marked by her absurd, charming little laugh, and the way she engages with Nick in a manner that suggests both warmth and a performative quality. Daisy's voice, described as one that the ear follows up and down, is emblematic of her allure, but also her superficiality. The juxtaposition between her charm and her underlying sadness hints at the emptiness of her existence, living in a world where material wealth fails to provide genuine happiness or fulfillment. This complexity is further emphasized by her relationship with Tom, which is fraught with tension and unspoken grievances, suggesting a deeper conflict that will unfold. The initial dinner scene at the Buchanan's home serves as a microcosm of the broader societal dynamics at play. Fitzgerald masterfully captures the atmosphere of privilege and the undercurrents of discontent that bubble beneath the surface. The luxurious setting, with its bright rosy-colored space and sunken Italian garden, contrasts sharply with the emotional barrenness of the characters. This gathering not only introduces the reader to Tom and Daisy's tumultuous marriage, but also foreshadows the conflicts that will arise as Gatsby's presence begins to disrupt their carefully curated lives. The character of Jordan Baker, introduced as a stranger to Nick, adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. Her self-sufficiency and aloofness challenge traditional gender roles and reflect the changing landscape of American society in the 1920s. The way she balances something on her chin suggests a precariousness that parallels the instability of the relationships around her. The dynamics between Nick, Daisy, and Jordan further complicate the social fabric, as Nick becomes increasingly entangled in their lives, drawn to both their allure and their moral ambiguity. Establishing conflicts within this early section of the novel is crucial, as they set the stage for the unfolding drama. The tension between old money and new money, the superficiality of wealth, and the quest for identity and acceptance are all interwoven through these initial character interactions. As Nick navigates this world of excess and illusion, he becomes a reluctant witness to the unraveling of dreams, both his own and those of the characters around him. The tragic trajectory of Gatsby's aspirations, rooted in love and the desire for social acceptance, becomes increasingly apparent as the narrative progresses, inviting readers to reflect on the elusiveness of the American dream and the human longing for connection amidst a landscape of disillusionment. Fitzgerald's deft character introductions and the conflicts that emerge serve as a poignant reminder of the complexities of human desire and the societal constructs that shape them. In the early chapters of The Great Gatsby, Scott Fitzgerald skillfully establishes the central conflicts and character dynamics that will drive the narrative forward. Through the lens of Nick Carraway, the novel's narrator, readers are introduced to a world of opulence juxtaposed with underlying tensions, as exemplified by the dinner scene at the Buchanan residence. This gathering serves not only as a social event, but also as a microcosm of the larger societal conflicts that pervade the narrative. The introduction of Daisy Buchanan and Jordan Baker is particularly significant in this context. Daisy is characterized by her low, thrilling voice and a sad and lovely face, which suggests both allure and melancholy. Her voice is described as a musical arrangement, implying that she is not just a passive character, but one whose presence has a profound impact on those around her. This duality in her characterization foreshadows her internal struggles and the discontent that lies beneath her seemingly glamorous life. The mention of her bright, passionate mouth and the excitement in her voice hints at her past and the vibrant life she once led, contrasting sharply with her current state of ennui. Jordan Baker, on the other hand, embodies a different kind of complexity. Described as slender and languid, with an air of self-sufficiency, she represents the modern woman of the 1920s, independent yet enigmatic. Her interaction with Nick reveals her sharp wit and a certain aloofness that captivates him, yet also raises questions about her moral character. The moment when she yawned and declared, "I'm absolutely in training," introduces a layer of irony. Her commitment to self-discipline in a world of excess is at odds with the hedonistic lifestyle that surrounds her. Fitzgerald uses Jordan as a foil to Daisy, highlighting the contrast between their personalities and the choices they make within the confines of their society. The character of Tom Buchanan emerges as a symbol of patriarchal authority and racial prejudice, which Fitzgerald critiques through Tom's conversations. His declaration that civilization's going to pieces, and his reference to the rise of the colored empires, expose his deep-seated insecurities and prejudices. Tom's belief in racial superiority underscores the novel's critique of the American aristocracy and its moral decay. His assertion that we've produced all the things that go to make civilization reflects the arrogance of the elite, yet it also exposes their vulnerability. Tom's need to assert dominance reveals his own fragility in a changing world. The conversation around race and dominance, while ostensibly about societal structures, also serves to illuminate Tom's character as one clinging to a bygone era of privilege. As Daisy and Tom interact, the tensions between them become apparent. Daisy's playful banter with Tom about her injured finger, where she accuses him of causing her pain, underscores the underlying discord in their relationship. It is a moment that encapsulates their dynamic. Daisy's attempt to inject humor into a serious situation reveals her coping mechanism in a marriage that lacks genuine affection. Tom's dismissive attitude toward her feelings and his insistence on being right further illustrates the power imbalance in their relationship. This conflict is emblematic of the broader themes of disillusionment and the quest for authenticity in a world rife with superficiality. Fitzgerald's use of setting also plays a crucial role in establishing the mood and conflicts of the narrative. The Buchanan's home, with its opulent decor and the rosy-colored porch, serves as a backdrop for the characters' interactions, reinforcing the notion of the American dream as a facade. The flickering candles and the warm sunset create an illusory sense of comfort, masking the underlying tensions that permeate the evening. The characters' casual acceptance of the transient nature of their social gatherings reflects a deeper existential malaise as they navigate through an existence that is both glamorous and hollow. In the midst of this social gathering, Nick's observations provide insight into the complexities of the characters and their relationships. His remark about feeling uncivilized in Daisy's presence highlights the societal expectations placed upon individuals and the pressure to conform to a certain standard of behavior. The dinner conversation, punctuated by moments of levity and tension, encapsulates the broader themes of the novel: the search for identity, the longing for connection, and the disillusionment that accompanies the pursuit of the American dream. Thus, the early plot development in The Great Gatsby intricately weaves together character introductions and the establishment of conflicts that resonate throughout the narrative. Fitzgerald's nuanced portrayal of his characters reveals the complexities of human desire and the societal constructs that shape their interactions. As the story unfolds, these early interactions will have profound implications for the characters' fates and the exploration of the American dream's elusive nature. The character dynamics in The Great Gatsby deepen significantly in this passage, revealing the intricate web of relationships that underpin the narrative. The interactions among Tom, Daisy, Nick, and Jordan Baker serve not only to illustrate the complexities of their individual personalities, but also to highlight the broader themes of disillusionment and the corrupting influence of wealth. Tom's heavy-handed assertions of superiority, as he proclaims, "This idea is that we're Nordics," encapsulate his arrogance and entitlement. His need to assert dominance is indicative of his character. He embodies the old money class that believes in its inherent superiority over others, a belief that will ultimately lead to conflict and tragedy. Daisy's playful yet tragic demeanor is equally revealing. Her attempt to distract Nick with a whimsical story about the butler's nose illustrates her longing for an escape from the oppressive reality of her marriage to Tom. When she whimsically claims, "I love to see you at my table, Nick. You remind me of a rose, an absolute rose," the metaphor serves to mask her deeper dissatisfaction. The rose, often a symbol of beauty and romance, contrasts sharply with the harsh realities of her life, suggesting that her charm is a facade hiding her inner turmoil. Fitzgerald uses this moment to emphasize Daisy's complexity as a character who oscillates between lightheartedness and profound sorrow, revealing the precariousness of her emotional state. The rising tension in the scene is palpable, particularly when the telephone rings and Tom abruptly leaves the table. This interruption serves as a harbinger of the underlying discord in Tom and Daisy's marriage. As Miss Baker reveals to Nick, "Tom's got some woman in New York." This revelation is critical, as it not only exposes Tom's infidelity, but also foreshadows the impending unraveling of the relationships among the characters. Daisy's response to the interruption, "It couldn't be helped," is a telling reflection of her resigned acceptance of Tom's behavior, illustrating her entrapment within a loveless marriage. As the evening progresses, Daisy's mood shifts dramatically. When she confides in Nick about the birth of her daughter, her admission that she hopes her daughter will be a beautiful little fool speaks volumes about her disillusionment with the world. This moment encapsulates the novel's critique of gender roles and societal expectations, suggesting that ignorance may be a preferable state for women in a world rife with disappointment and cruelty. Daisy's cynical outlook, expressed through her laughter tinged with thrilling scorn, suggests a profound weariness with the values that govern her life. The tension between her desire for authenticity and her adherence to societal norms becomes increasingly evident. The descriptions of the setting contribute to the emotional weight of the scene. The crimson room that blooms with light contrasts sharply with the darkness of the characters' inner lives. While Tom and Miss Baker engage in a seemingly mundane activity, reading aloud from the Saturday Evening Post, their actions are laden with subtext. Miss Baker's reading, characterized by murmurous and uninflected tones, mirrors the vacuity of their conversations and the superficiality of their lives. This is a world where reality is often obscured by the allure of wealth and status, yet the characters remain deeply unsatisfied. Fitzgerald skillfully juxtaposes the apparent glamour of the setting with the characters' emotional desolation, exemplified when Daisy and Nick share a moment of intimacy on the porch. Their conversation, initially lighthearted, reveals the cracks in their relationship. Daisy's assertion that they don't know each other very well highlights the isolation that pervades her life, even among those closest to her. The moment is almost confessional. Daisy's vulnerability invites Nick into her world, yet it also underscores the limitations of their connection. Nick's discomfort in navigating Daisy's emotional landscape reflects the broader theme of the American dream's disillusionment, as he grapples with the stark realities that accompany wealth and privilege. As the evening draws to a close, the characters retreat into their respective emotional silos. Tom and Miss Baker's return to the library, as if to a vigil beside a perfectly tangible body, suggests a morbid acceptance of their circumstances, while Daisy's sudden departure from the conversation underscores the fleeting nature of genuine connection. This scene encapsulates the novel's ongoing exploration of the hollowness of the American dream, as the characters, despite their wealth and social standing, remain trapped in cycles of dissatisfaction and despair. Fitzgerald's deft portrayal of these relationships reveals the profound complexities of human desire, ultimately positioning The Great Gatsby as a poignant critique of an era defined by excess and moral decay. The introduction of Tom Buchanan's mistress serves as a pivotal moment in The Great Gatsby, complicating the plot and deepening the narrative's thematic exploration of infidelity and moral decay. The Valley of Ashes, a desolate wasteland symbolizing the bleakness of the American dream, is where Tom's illicit affair unfolds, contrasting sharply with the opulence of East Egg. This stark setting not only accentuates the moral degradation of its characters, but also foreshadows the tragic outcomes that will ensue from their reckless pursuits. Tom's relationship with Myrtle Wilson, who lives in the Valley of Ashes, is emblematic of his brutish nature and the power dynamics inherent in their affair. He treats Myrtle with a mix of contempt and possessiveness, showcasing the objectification that permeates his interactions with women. The narrative's description of Myrtle, the faintly discernible heir of the country, highlights her lower social standing, which Tom exploits. This relationship is not merely a diversion for Tom. It represents a deeper commentary on the class divisions and the superficiality of the American upper class. The juxtaposition of Tom's affluent lifestyle with Myrtle's desperate aspirations reflects Fitzgerald's critique of a society obsessed with wealth and status, where love is often transactional and devoid of genuine connection. As the plot unfolds, tensions mount, particularly through the character transformations that occur in response to the unfolding drama. Nick Carraway, the narrator, embodies the moral compass of the story. His initial fascination with the lavish lifestyles of Tom and Daisy gradually gives way to disillusionment. Nick's observations are tinged with irony and critique. He notes how Tom's wealth allows him to live unencumbered by societal norms, while Myrtle's aspirations lead her to a tragic fate. This moral awakening in Nick is crucial as it positions him as a witness to the moral decay around him, ultimately leading to a sense of complicity in the events that unfold. The mounting tension reaches its zenith during the climactic confrontation in the Plaza Hotel, where Tom's jealousy and aggression culminate in a violent outburst. The atmosphere is charged with emotional volatility as Tom accuses Gatsby of being an imposter, revealing the fragility of Gatsby's carefully constructed persona. Tom's assertion that Gatsby is a bootlegger serves not only to undermine Gatsby's social status, but also reflects the pervasive fear among the old money elite that their way of life is under threat from the nouveau riche. This confrontation lays bare the insecurities of both men, each fighting for dominance in a world that prizes status above all else. Daisy's role in this conflict is equally pivotal. Torn between her past with Gatsby and her present with Tom, she embodies the conflict between love and societal expectation. Her ultimate decision to side with Tom despite her earlier affection for Gatsby underscores the theme of disillusionment. The moment she chooses not to call out for Gatsby after the confrontation symbolizes her submission to the status quo, a rejection of the idealism Gatsby represents. This moment of betrayal is crucial, as it highlights the tragic nature of Gatsby's pursuit. His dreams collapse under the weight of reality, revealing the hollowness of the American dream. The aftermath of this confrontation leads to a series of tragic events that further complicate the narrative. Gatsby's unyielding hope for a future with Daisy drives him to a reckless end, culminating in his death, a poignant commentary on the futility of his aspirations. The disintegration of his dream serves as a powerful indictment of a society that prizes wealth and status over genuine human connection. The green light, once a symbol of hope for Gatsby, transforms into a haunting reminder of unattainable dreams, emphasizing Fitzgerald's critique of a world where ambition leads to destruction. Ultimately, the plot complications and character transformations in The Great Gatsby serve as vehicles for Fitzgerald's exploration of the moral decay underlying the American dream. The relationships among Tom, Daisy, Gatsby, and Myrtle are steeped in tension, revealing the complexities of desire, loyalty, and betrayal. Through these interactions, Fitzgerald crafts a narrative that is as much about the characters' personal tragedies as it is about the broader societal implications of their actions. The novel's tragic conclusion leaves readers contemplating the cost of the American dream, a pursuit that for many ends in disillusionment and despair. In this way, The Great Gatsby transcends its narrative, becoming an enduring reflection on the human condition and the often painful quest for meaning in a world driven by materialism. In this pivotal section of The Great Gatsby, Fitzgerald intensifies the narrative's tension and foreshadows the impending climax through a series of significant encounters and revelations. The Valley of Ashes, a desolate landscape symbolizing the moral decay and social stratification of America, serves as the backdrop for Tom Buchanan's indiscretions. The stark contrast between the opulence of East Egg and the bleakness of the valley illustrates the profound disconnection between the wealthy elite and the working class, epitomized in the characters of Tom and George Wilson. The valley itself, described as a solemn dumping ground, becomes a metaphor for the disillusionment that envelops the characters, particularly Gatsby, who yearns for a dream that seems perpetually out of reach. As Tom forcibly introduces Nick to Myrtle Wilson, his mistress, the narrative delves deeper into the complexities of desire and betrayal. Tom's aggression in compelling Nick to accompany him reflects his domineering nature and serves to showcase the power dynamics at play. The description of Myrtle as possessing immediately perceptible vitality, juxtaposed against her husband, who is characterized as spiritless and anemic, underscores the theme of unfulfilled aspirations. Myrtle, in her pursuit of a more glamorous life, embodies the seductive allure of the American dream, even as she remains trapped in an oppressive marriage. Her vitality is a facade. She is ultimately a victim of the very materialism she seeks to escape. The interactions within the garage reveal the stark realities of class disparity. George Wilson, desperate and hopeful, represents the working class's struggle for agency. His conversation with Tom highlights the condescension inherent in their relationship. Tom's cold dismissal of George's concerns regarding the car underscores the latter's subservient position. This exchange foreshadows the tragic consequences of their interactions and the inevitable collision of their worlds. The presence of Dr. Eckelberg's eyes watching over the scene serves as a haunting reminder of the moral decay that permeates the narrative, suggesting that the characters are under judgment for their actions. Fitzgerald deftly uses dialogue to convey the characters' motivations and desires. Myrtle's insistence on acquiring a dog serves as a symbol of her attempts to construct a life of luxury and status. Her eagerness to purchase the dog, despite its questionable breed, encapsulates her longing for validation and her desire to project an image of affluence. The triviality of this moment contrasts sharply with the broader themes of ambition and disillusionment, illustrating how characters like Myrtle cling to superficial markers of success in a society that values appearances over substance. As the narrative progresses to the apartment in New York, the claustrophobic setting of Tom and Myrtle's living space further emphasizes the theme of confinement. The apartment, cluttered and crowded, mirrors the characters' emotional states, stifled and trapped within their respective lives. Myrtle's desire to host a gathering with the McKees reflects her yearning for social acceptance, yet it is tainted by the emptiness of such pursuits. The superficiality of their interactions is underscored by the garish decor, which serves as a stark reminder of the characters' inability to escape their realities. The arrival of the McKees, coupled with the mention of Myrtle's sister Catherine, hints at the social ambitions that drive the characters. As they gather in the cramped apartment, the atmosphere becomes charged with tension, foreshadowing the explosive conflicts that will arise as the narrative unfolds. Tom's blatant disregard for Myrtle's husband, George, and his willingness to flaunt their affair reflects the pervasive moral ambiguity of the characters. This moral decay culminates in the tragic events that follow, as the characters' pursuits of pleasure lead to devastating consequences. The narrative's climax is approaching, marked by the intricate webs of deception and desire woven throughout the interactions. The reader is left to ponder the implications of these relationships as Fitzgerald critiques the very foundations of the American dream. The characters' relentless pursuit of wealth and status ultimately reveals the hollowness of their aspirations. This section crystallizes the thematic exploration of disillusionment as the characters navigate a world defined by greed and superficiality, culminating in the tragic realization that their dreams may be forever out of reach. In this way, Fitzgerald's portrayal of the Valley of Ashes, the characters' interactions, and the impending chaos serve as a poignant reminder of the fragility of the human spirit in the face of relentless aspiration and societal decay. In the resolution of The Great Gatsby, Fitzgerald deftly weaves the fates of his characters into a tapestry of disillusionment and loss. The climactic confrontation between Gatsby and Tom Buchanan reveals the fragility of Gatsby's dream. Despite his wealth and extravagant lifestyle, Gatsby remains an outsider, unable to penetrate the upper echelons of society. Daisy, the object of his obsession, ultimately chooses the security of her marriage to Tom over the idealism Gatsby represents. This choice serves as a symbolic closure to Gatsby's aspirations, underscoring the novel's central theme, the elusive nature of the American dream. The tragic ending, marked by Gatsby's death and Nick's disillusionment, encapsulates the overarching narrative conclusion that dreams, when pursued blindly, can lead to destruction. Assessing the characters in The Great Gatsby reveals a complex interplay of ambition, morality, and social stratification. Jay Gatsby, while a symbol of hope and ambition, is also a tragic figure whose idealism blinds him to reality. Tom Buchanan embodies the worst of privilege and entitlement, representing the moral decay of the American elite. Daisy, caught in the crossfire of societal expectations and personal desires, emerges as a deeply flawed character whose choices reflect the constraints placed on women during the 1920s. Nick Carraway, as the narrator, serves as both an observer and a participant, grappling with his own moral compass as he navigates a world rife with corruption and superficiality. Each character, in their own way, illustrates the complexities of human nature and the often painful consequences of their dreams and choices. The thematic synthesis of The Great Gatsby reveals a profound commentary on the American dream and its disintegration in the face of materialism and moral decay. Fitzgerald poignantly critiques the notion that wealth and status equate to happiness and fulfillment, suggesting instead that the relentless pursuit of such ideals can lead to profound emptiness. The novel also explores themes of love, identity, and the passage of time, emphasizing the transient nature of life and the inevitability of change. The green light at the end of Daisy's dock becomes a powerful symbol of unattainable dreams, representing Gatsby's longing for a past that can never be recaptured. Ultimately, Fitzgerald crafts a narrative that transcends its time, resonating with contemporary readers who grapple with similar themes of aspiration and disillusionment. Critically evaluating The Great Gatsby reveals both its strengths and weaknesses. The novel's lyrical prose and intricate symbolism are widely celebrated, establishing Fitzgerald as a master of modernist literature. His keen observations of social dynamics and his ability to evoke the Jazz Age's spirit contribute to the work's lasting impact. However, some critiques highlight the novel's limited perspective, particularly regarding its portrayal of women and racial dynamics, which can feel dated in contemporary discourse. These shortcomings do not overshadow the novel's brilliance, but rather invite further examination of its societal context. Fitzgerald's work possesses significant literary significance, influencing countless authors and shaping the canon of American literature. Its exploration of existential themes and character complexity resonates with readers, ensuring its place in academic discourse and popular culture. The novel's enduring relevance can be attributed to its universal themes of aspiration, love, and the human condition, which continue to speak to audiences today. In conclusion, The Great Gatsby remains an essential exploration of the American dream's fragility, revealing the complexities of human desires and the societal structures that shape them. Fitzgerald's masterful narrative, rich symbolism, and poignant characterizations ensure that the novel not only endures but continues to inspire critical reflection and discussion. Its legacy as a quintessential American text solidifies its position in the literary canon, inviting readers to ponder the timeless questions of ambition, identity, and the true cost of dreams.